This is the Tarot, Tea Leaf and Oracle forecast for the month of May 2019. If you would like a personal reading, one of those amazing soulmate readings or a tea leaf reading, or you'd like to subscribe to your weekly star sign updates, please contact me via my Leo. I'm going to start with your tea leaf cards and then move on to your relationship reading. So the tea leaf cards that you got was the ear, the teapot, the leg, the moon, the kangaroo, the scissors, the unicorn, and a fair man. I'm going to read what it says in each card, and then I'm going to tell you the story these cards present. So the ear says there's good news coming. The teapot says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. The leg says stepping into a new experience. The moon says changes in your life. The kangaroo says unsettled times, you need to plan ahead. The scissors say disappointment in some affair. The unicorn says use your intuition to make beneficial changes. And the fair man says dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, grey or white hair. So the story for the month of April says it starts off with good news. So right at the beginning of April, you've either already received this good news recently or you're about to receive good news. You also a friendship with somebody of the same sex as you is highlighted. Maybe the news comes through them or via them. What it does, it creates a new experience for you. This is not unexpected. This is possibly good news about something that you were hoping would happen. And this now opens the doors for you to step into this new experience. It is, however, going to bring changes into your life that you might not have anticipated. Things are going to be a bit unsteady in the beginning. Usually it is when changes come in because we're dealing with unknown quantities. We're dealing with unknown things, situations and people happening in our life. Some part of this will disappoint you in some way. Perhaps it doesn't quite live up to your expectations. However, use your intuition because it'll help you navigate this to make the beneficial changes to improve whatever it is that you were disappointed about. There is a man involved in this, either a fair man or a grey-haired man, and he's somehow connected to making those beneficial changes for you. It's through this person that you can overcome or navigate this part of your new situation that you somehow now experience some kind of disappointment with. It's not that the entire situation is going to be disappointment. It's just that it's not quite panning out or living up. I keep getting the words not living up to your expectations. But you're in this new experience now, so you need to navigate your way through it. You're going to feel unsettled, possibly because it isn't living up to your expectations. But use your intuition, trust your gut, and remember that fair-haired or grey-haired man can help you navigate your way to make beneficial changes. That unicorn says beneficial changes. So especially, I think, towards the end of the month, you will be able to make those beneficial changes. You will be able to sort of right whatever has disappointed you within this new situation. So it's positive, definitely. It works out for the best in the end. It's just a little bit rocky in the beginning stages, and I think it's mostly because it's all new to you, and possibly you had expectations that were a bit beyond what was going to be delivered. So I don't think this is a surprise to you. It's just that it needs to grow and it needs to expand and it needs time to sort of mold itself into a situation or a new path in life that will suit you. I think you perhaps had too many expectations right off the start. You know what I mean? You wanted everything to happen right in the beginning, and that's not the way it's going to work out. You're going to need to navigate your way through this situation. But the changes will be beneficial for you in the end, especially if you go with your gut instincts, with your intuition. The relationship cards that you get is trust, codependency, fork in the road, and message in the bottle. Now the trust card, on the card it says this situation is calling for you to have faith. The codependency card says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Let's look at those two first. So the story with the trust card is as always, where relationships are concerned, you are now walking down a path or heading into a situation that's going to require you to have faith. You're going to have to trust that wherever this is going is in your best interests. The codependency card, that addiction isn't more often a case of some part of our relationship or our entire relationship or our need for relationships is codependency. We are basing it on fear. We're basing it on fear of not being able to be on our own or not needing somebody to fulfill something within our lives. So then we respond with fear. And this is calling for you to have faith and not let fear take over. Because that fork in the road says your relationship life, whether you're looking for one or you're in one, is reaching a fork in the road. Now that fork in the road can be as simple as you need to change the way you turn up in your relationships, the way you present yourself in your relationships, the way you think about your relationships. If you're looking for relationships, this is a fork in the road, or the potential opportunity for you for a fork in the road where you can choose differently. Choose without fear, choose with trust and faith, and you can choose something totally different kind of relationship with a totally different person than you have in the past. If you committed partnership or relationships, the same applies. You now have the opportunity to do things differently by responding with trust and faith rather than fear. Rather than your partner being the one you rely on to make you feel happy or rely on in some other kind of emotional way. We're not talking here about relying on them in a financial way or physically supporting you. It's an emotional dependency we're speaking about here. And it could just be a certain aspect of your relationship. It need not be the whole one. But if you can shift that, you can take a fork in a road in your relationship that sets it on a new path. That final card, the message in the bottle says there's a message coming about relationships as well. You're going to receive an email or a phone call or a text message or something. The message in the bottle generally, though, is a good. It's got stars. It's a good card. And it's very blue, so there's a lot of emotion there. So there's some kind of message coming for you. And I think it's towards the end of May to do with relationships. Because you've taken that fork in the road, you get some kind of good news, some kind of different news. And we've already seen good news is turning up in your reading. But it's you that shifts your thoughts or feelings on relationships. Rather than letting a partner be a crutch in some department of your life or some area of your life, you trust to having faith things that you don't need a partner in your life. You want a partner in your life, or you have one in your life. It shifts something. You take a fork, you head down a new road, and that's when some very nice news comes your way. And it's definitely, if not directly to do with your relationship, it will directly impact in a positive way on your relationship, or perhaps about a new relationship. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. If you would like any of those readings I offered at the beginning, the personal, private, soulmate, or subscription to weekly updates for your star sign, please contact me via the links in the description box below. That is via the website. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and for those of you that share this video, I truly appreciate it. Those of you that comment, I read every single comment. Thank you very much.